Welcome to today's webinar. We are going to be going over all the benefits and how I would create an ultimate social media strategy. We're going to go above and beyond local SEO. We're going to talk about how I would plan it out if I was starting a brand new business and how I would do it today. I'm going to dive into kind of how we do some stuff here at Simply Be Found. This is going to be great information for anyone who has a local business and wants to be able to build this ultimate strategy. If you're looking to be able to do it and you're looking to save time, you're looking to be able to just reach local customers, you're looking to be able to build your business in a more simple way, I'm going to link to a video down in the description or somewhere on this. I'll have my team put it on there that will go over how to use Simply Be Found to be able to make this process more simple, straightforward, and to where you're doing 5 to 10 minutes per day. This video is going to be a deep dive into a lot more beyond what Simply Be Found can do as of today, but how I look at social media. So I got into computers and being able to do marketing and built my first websites in like 1994, 1995. And since then, I've owned multiple different companies that were local companies. I've went and done venture capital. I've had companies exited. I've done a lot of different stuff, but I've had a ton of failures. I've wasted a lot of money. I've wasted a lot of time, and I've fallen on my face about 1,000,000 times. So we're going to dive into each of those pieces. We're going to talk about video marketing. We're going to talk about social media marketing. We're going to talk about blogs. We're going to talk about how I would put all of that together and how everything kind of comes into one. So if that's what you want to be able to learn and you want to do a deep dive into that, let's get started. And I want to welcome you to my home. I'm going to record this directly right here in my kitchen because I could not get my motivation down in my office today. So let's go ahead and let's do this. You're probably going to see my cat roam around here every once in a while. Her name's Lulu, and she might be joining us for today's webinar. So let's dive in and get started on how to be able to grow your business. So everything inside of marketing starts with 3 pillars. It starts with the content, it starts with authority, and it starts with trust. So to be able to build that, we're going to start this conversation about talking with content. When we talk local SEO content and making it simple for your local SEO strategy, that's going to be a little bit different. That's going to be to where you have to make it a little bit more streamlined, where we're going to talk about Google Business Profile. We're going to talk about all the different networks you need to be on and building up that whole piece. That's all important to any kind of SEO strategy that you do. So you're going to have your listings. You're going to make sure you're out on all the right networks. You're going to have your posts that you're going to be doing. You're going to have all that. But it all starts with the first pillar inside of that, and that is content. So as we break down content, what types of content do you have? Well, you have people inside of your business that are the main people. They're the people with authority. They're the ones with experience. And I don't care if we're talking about someone who is for a business that's a plumber, if they are a roofer, if they own a SaaS company, a technology company, a restaurant, doctor's office, someone has trust. So you have to have content. So what types of content can you use inside of marketing when it comes to social media? Well, social media has a lot of different types of content. You could have blog posts. You could have social media posts. You could have videos. All that stuff gets tied in together. I'm a big believer in reusing and repurposing and making the most out of your content. So what I like to do inside of that world is I like to start with video first and have the video drive my traffic or drive my SEO strategy. So I do a couple different forms of types of video. I do long types of video. I do short types of video. So I do my longs and then I cut my shorts based on that. So I might record a video that could be an hour, 2 hours long in a conversation, and then I'll cut segments out of that and make shorter videos. And then I'll cut even shorter videos based on that and make what's called shorts or reels. And when you make shorts and reels, you're normally limited to about a minute or less. A short form video, in my opinion, should be, if you're doing a short long, that should be around anywhere between 1 minute 30 and 10 minutes. Anything over that, I would consider an extremely long video. A lot of people won't watch that. So as you watch this, you'll notice that you'll see different pieces to where this gets re-talked about and regurgitated because that created a lot of content. And the reason I like to start with video first is because you can get so much content off of it. So no matter if you're doing this by yourself or if you're working with a team, you're able to cut that video. That person's an expert inside of the industry. And like this video right here, I'm cutting this directly using my cell phone. So I have it on a tripod. I use a piece of software called Camo, and it allows me to use my phone as that. I record it inside of a software called Veed, and this allows me to be able to record it and chop it up into little tiny pieces, and I can put it out there. I'll link to all the different tools I use inside of the description below, but I like to start with video content first because it gives a good base to what it is. It gives topics, so then you can have a writer come in and write blogs off of it. You can write blogs using AI from the transcripts to be able to create the blog and say, hey, I have this transcript. I talked for this long a time. I would like you to create a blog off of it. They will purposely create that. So there's a lot of ways to be able to get your content out there and be able to do it. And then I take that content and I deliver it out to all the networks. Now I spread it out. I don't put everything out from one video on day one. I spread it out over time. And the reason for that is I want it to look like new content, because it takes time and it takes effort to be able to record content. It's a long-term play, and it's a long-term piece to be able to get it out there. So as you're creating those videos and you cut it out, you don't want to schedule everything to where everything looks the same, because that gets really boring to your audience. So no matter if you're posting that onto YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, any of the different platforms, it doesn't look the same. Then now, so you just created this long-term video. Say you just recorded an hour video, for example, and it doesn't have to be an hour. Let's say even say you did a minute and 30 seconds. Now you could say, okay, you could go to ChatGPT, you could go to Gemini and say, okay, write a blog from that transcript. And that transcript then will have everything inside of it. Now you just created a blog. Now you have a blog to share on social media and to share out there. That blog has a video on it, and it's embedded with that video from that conversation. You can even take those shorts videos that were cut. Say you did an hour-long video, and you could put them inside of that blog post and make one blog post out of it and have multiple different videos on that blog post and be able to build that up. Now you have a blog post. Now you have videos to post out onto all the social media networks. Now you have content to be able to place everywhere. That's going to build your arsenal of content like never before. And when you start to build that content and you start to get that process down and you're scheduling out there. Now, my love for social media is I believe in scheduling often, but bringing value. You have to bring value to the end user that does it. And we're going to talk about that next of how you do it. And then we're going to talk about how you put it all together. Bringing value on social media. Now, that's an interesting topic. I see a lot of people who want to post things and they just sell, 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 sell. Buy my product. I'm so great. Look how big and great I am. Look at my plane. Look at all this different stuff. And that's not what sells people. What sells people is bringing them value. I go to the Gary Vaynerchuk approach, or the Gary V approach. I think he calls it right, left, something like that. But you want to be able to do 3 to 4 pieces of value added content for every sales piece. So you should only be asking for a sale 4 or 1 out of 5 times when you're doing it, maybe 1 out of 4. But you want to be able to bring value to your end customers. Now, everybody always worries about giving too much content away. And everybody always worries about saying way too much about how they're doing things. They're like, well, I've got this secret sauce over here. Well, nobody ever has a real true secret sauce. Everybody's going to do something. Everybody's going to copy you, and they're going to come after you and do it in ways ever. If you are getting more leads, I don't care if you're a SaaS company, if you are a roofer, if you're a restaurant, people are going to start following you. If you're a restaurant, you got to line out the door. Guarantee you're going to have some competitors coming over and saying, what do they do it different, and try to drive in. So bring value. So inside of a restaurant, it's harder to bring value to an end customer. So this is very much an industry-based kind of thing. Inside of the tech world, I bring value because I tell you guys everything what you guys need to do. I explore even more, like this videos that I'm doing today, out more than what our platform can even do. Now, there's some software out there. It's pretty complicated to do everything from one spot. I mean, you could go to them, you could do everything in one spot, or you could figure out where you need to go there and be able to do it and do pieces. So I bring value by saying, okay, here's how you do it. If you want to register out on Facebook, you want to register on Google Business Profile, Bing places, you want to do Apple Business Connect, you want to do all those places. And I teach you how to do it because it's the best thing to do. So back in 2008, I used to run a whole entire marketing seminar, and I'd invite business owners to come into my marketing seminar. And I wish I would have recorded it back in the day, but it was ClearWeb was the name of my company then. And I would teach people because it was brand new for Facebook marketing coming out. And I teach people how to do Facebook marketing. I'd bring the whole entire crowd into the local library and I would teach them how to do it. At the local library, I wasn't allowed to ask for a sale because if I asked for a sale, it wasn't allowed. So what I would do is I'd bring everybody. Let me kill off my computer. It's making beeping sounds. What I would do is I would bring everybody into the library and I would say, okay, here's how you do it. At the very end of the conference, at some point, someone would say, hey, Rob, what do you do? And I would say, hey, this is what I do. I did that as a whole entire marketing piece. I've always believed in giving value to the end user. I give all my secrets away. I mean, I've had to work very hard to get where I am. I've fallen on my face a ton. I don't know everything. And I've had some good successes. I've had some major failures. And that is what makes me able to do what I do. It makes me who I am. It makes me what I can do. But what I have to do, and the major thing of how I've sold anything, no matter for when I was doing door-to-door sales, when I was working in a car lot, I mean, I grew up in the furniture industry and I grew up with people coming in and buying furniture. And I've seen sales my entire life. And what I love, I could be a hard pressure, high pressure salesperson. I've sold enterprise, I've done all that. But one thing I wouldn't want to do is I want to be able to meet my members and that come somewhere. I want to be able to say, hey, I bring you a lot of value. Awesome. And a good example of this is when I was in Mexico about a month and a half ago. I had someone come up to me in the pool and they said, I watch your videos and I learn so much and I love them. Great. That means more to me than having a 50 million sales. I mean, I'd love the money from that. Don't get me wrong. I'm in business to be able to make money, but bringing value to somebody and giving value and figuring out what that secret sauce is for the industry to be able to bring value and educate the end user is going to help. There was a Hank Hill episode where Hank Hill had his son Bobby come in on King of the Hill. And they came in to sell grills. They had a high pressure salesperson. He was the bottom of the barrel. He ended up selling a ton. It's a good concept. But what you have to do, especially in today's world, is you got to bring value to stand out. The next thing you have to do is you have to be able to be real. Don't be fake. Don't over exaggerate, but be real to the end user. And that will help you be able to go further and be able to dive into something more and more. It's going to help you as an end user, as a business owner, to be able to take your business to that next level. Let's talk about my final thoughts on social media marketing, and let's talk about how we can put all that together on the next part of this. So as we sum everything up about being able to create the ultimate social media strategy, I talked about the 3 pillars: content, authority, trust. Those are still going to be key moments. Those are going to still be key pieces to be able to get your business found by more customers. You need to be able to put this all together now. You need to be able to make sure you're putting it on Facebook, Google Business Profile, putting it up on Twitter, putting it up on LinkedIn, putting it up on Instagram, putting it on whatever network's going to matter to your business. There's hundreds of networks. I'm not here to tell you about all of them, but where your customers are going to be found the most. And now that you've built the content strategy, so you did your long videos, or you cut short videos, and you put it all together as that piece. Now, what do you do with it? You take that content and you build out social media posts, you build blogs, you build it all together, and you start linking everything together. Because when you link everything together and you start sharing everything and say, hey, guess what? Here, see the series of videos over here, or hey, look at this over here, and be able to bring that series all the way out, that is going to help you be able to grow and be able to bring it together as a business. So you're going to have blog posts, you're going to have social media posts, you're going to be using ChatGPT, you're going to be using Gemini, you're going to be using AI to be able to master what it needs to be. I think that is the ultimate social media strategy to be able to bring everything together. Now, Simply Be Found can help with some of this. We can help you be able to post to Facebook. We can help. Our tools allow you to post to Facebook. It'll allow you to post to Google Business Profile. It's also going to list you in 300 plus networks. It's going to bring everything together. But if you want to add more and do more on top of that, I recommend bringing the video piece in. We are going to be bringing video into our social media and to Simply Be Found probably first of next year. And this is really where we're testing the water and being able to put it out there. So if you have some really good video ideas as a local business, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. My name is Rob, and thank you for watching. I hope this brought you some value.